Welcome to Chaos Conjure,
the podcast where we navigate the complexities of being pagan in an Appalachian mountains.
This is Jay.
This is Dottie.
Fill your sippy cups.
Put on your grippy socks. And grab your magic wands. Is it? Really? Okay. Hi.
Y'all already know how this goes. Hi.
What's our... We don't have a tagline. Like, we did that intro. This should be good enough, right? What is our tagline?
I don't remember my name today.
I think it's watch out for the not deer.
Definitely watch out for the not deer. The not a deer.
We'll come up with a good one. I like that one, though, like, because that's... Watch out for the deer is West Virginia for I love you.
It is.
You know, let me know when you get home.
Right. Don't hit no deer. Watch out for the deer.
Watch out. They're menace. Deer are a menace.
They're not. They're delicious.
Oh, they're a delicious menace. They're delicious. Listen. There are two ways to get deer in West Virginia. One is to go out and shoot one. And one is to wait for one to commit suicide on your car.
Because they do that.
I'm going to have to edit out. I'm going to have to bleep that word out because that's one of the no-no
So there are
words.
two ways to get a deer. One is to go hunting. And the other one is to wait for it to kiss your car. That one.
Yeah. Let's say the auto mechanics never went out of business in West Virginia.
It's not even that. It's the body shops.
The body shops. Well, just all the
body
shops.
shops.
Oh my God. Like if you could take it down one, if you try to go visit one person out in a proper backwoods, you go up one bad road, you know that those shops are... I love those meals.
Me too. And I was just making sure that you can't tell that I need to get them done. I get them done tomorrow. I'm getting them redone tomorrow. But they're cute. They are cute.
You can't tell unless you're really looking at them.
Right, which is why I was just staring to make sure.
How bad is that? I love your t-shirt, by the way.
Don't. Look.
We look like the people you'd approach at a, like...
I don't, because my shirt is literal. I am not friendly. Please don't touch me. And don't wait for me to touch you because it's probably not going to happen.
Oh, by the way, this is not... This was a decision I made. This is not because of any issues. I chose to be bald.
And, yeah. So I have all this hair and, yeah.
I choose to blind people with the... This is like... I was talking about, like, look how reflective my head is.
And mine is just white today.
You can check your... How's your lipstick?
Right? And mine's white. I don't know what's going on with that because, I don't know. My hair is just getting whiter and whiter every day. I'm okay with it.
I think it looks cool.
I think I want to straighten it just so I can see how the white looks now as compared to when I straightened it earlier this year.
Right.
Because it's more white now.
Yeah, it looks more like it's got, like, solid stripes going.
Yeah.
That was strange.
So,
like...
What, my hair being straight?
Yeah. It took me a minute to recognize you.
I sat right in front of you.
I know.
Actually, I stood beside of you, and you just looked at me.
I kept looking at him like, because I did want to be like...
Like, who the hell are you, and why are you standing over top of me?
Right.
I got it. But that leads us right into today's topic. The whole scamming thing. I could have scammed you. You wouldn't have known who I was.
Wouldn't go that far.
Well, you did recognize me. But the thing is that I don't look the same when my hair is straight. At all. And
of course, I probably don't look the same as I did with hair. Like
Correct.
It was pretty hair. Oh, I got to show you, since we're talking about this anyway. I'm going to show you all a picture. It was the last picture. Okay, so I accidentally hit the wrong button and stopped recording here. That's what happened. But there we go.
Hi. I'm Jay.
I'm Dottie. You should know us by now, right?
And if you don't, you will. You want to know us.
I think I'm very interesting.
I think, yeah, you are definitely interesting. I was wondering if I was as well. But
I think you're interesting.
I mean, I feel interesting. I'm sitting here tripping because my hair won't, like this one piece of hair doesn't want to cooperate with anything else that the rest of my hair is doing. Which, if you are a person of color and you have an afro and your hair grows the way that the universe intended.
There's always that what. You know what? Yeah, I can't get my hair to do anything lately.
You know what you should do?
What?
Straighten it. That's what everybody always tells me. When they think that my hair is unkempt or it's not doing what I need it to do, their first thing to tell me to do is straighten it. So let's straighten your hair.
No, that just seems rude.
Let's straighten your hair.
Okay.
Or relax it.
You know what?
Like relax your hair.
There's nothing. I was gonna say because there's nothing straight about me.
The wig you're about to put on, is that what's about to be straight about you? There you have it. See. Oh, just friendly everyday. My shirt is real. It I'm not friendly. Don't touch me. I love it. I freaking love it. I need one that's a hippo. Oh, we need
some blow up, some of those blow up costumes. I'm sorry.
I'm still in the midst of this. I'm still here. I still stand by I'm not friendly, so don't touch me. But
the
now,
sensation of being bald.
hippo.
When you are not used to, when you're used to having hair. I shaved my head once before. That's actually really great. It's also a great way to break a curse. If somebody's trying to use your hair to curse you and you cut it all off. I mean,
I'm with it.
I don't think anybody was trying to do that. I just needed, but it feels different. It feels different. Like I've got a little bit, like it's a little, I don't know if y'all can hear this. It may not be as loud outside as it is on the inside of my head.
We can still hear it. I need this. I am legit about to, honey.
So everybody in the hippo. I need to get me I need to get me a blow up frog costume.
I'm getting a hippo head. I am ordering a hippo head. I actually probably should look for a bigger one before I just do this. I need to look for a great big one so that I can put my hair in it.
There's probably plenty of room, and I know there's plenty of room in the llama head. Like I need to put something on top of my head to hold it up.
I'm putting this in here.
Okay. Getting a hippo head. And while you're on Amazon, you can get the rune journal that Shannon made. You remember hearing about the rune journal? A friend of ours, Shannon, for MVPP, created a journal to help you learn the runes. And 75% of the proceeds go to, where are they going to? Scholarship. They're doing a scholarship for pagans kids to, and a lot of it's going to be probably like application fees, the $50 here and there, because it's still small. Like we're just now trying to sell it. We're not a big operation, y'all.
They have hippo pajamas. Yeah.
I am surprised you don't have those already.
I used to, but I'm about to order me some more.
They got a purple blow-up hippo.
Yes. So, if you want to make me happy, drop a hippo. Not literally because that's rude. But
it would be very rude. Yeah, you like hippos, I like turtles.
I am ordering me
if
some hippos.
If you hear somebody making comments in the background, that is my husband. I didn't marry him because he could keep his mouth shut. That is not why I married that man, and that's not what I expect of him.
Vulgar, and I just appreciate that so many ways. Her husband is my friend, and he is an amazing person. And I'm just going to leave it at that. He's amazing. And if he is not your friend, then you are totally missing out because he is a really good friend. So don't tell him I said that because it'll make his head blow. So don't tell him. But that's my friend.
So if you hear him in the background, if you hear random noises, it's not my dog.
Not this time.
So, this is going to be our last episode.
No, hold on. Fix that. This is not our last episode.
I was going to say in this office.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure
I didn't get it all the way out.
Because
I didn't get it all the way out.
Panic no.
No, this series is just getting started. I feel like we are just really starting this podcast. But, I think we're doing 2 episodes. You're gonna see 2 episodes with us looking just about exactly like this because We're getting one out this month, which we're doing on, I was about to say procrastination.
No, that's next month.
That's next month? It's
Because
always
we
next month.
Because we procrastinate.
No! Prostitutes. No! What are we doing on? What? Stuck on peas.
I have less sure now than I was.
I am too.
I'm just lost right now. I'm lost right now because
What are we doing?
prostitutes. I know a couple.
Well, at least they do provide the service that they sell. Scammers. We're talking about
That.
Scammers.
That part.
That does not start with a P.
But some prostitutes are scammers.
You know what? We could do a whole sex magic episode on that.
Let's roll with that one day.
We'll have to do that
We'll do
one.
that. We'll dress cute, not sexy.
I get a lot of strippers in here.
I used to work with strippers. I was never a stripper because I can't dance for shit.
Fair enough. Me neither.
I would be the scammer in the strip club.
Why my glasses are still...
I would be the scammer in the strip club because I can't dance.
You know, there we go. Perfect. Now everybody can tell that it's off.
One's real dark, one's not.
Arr.
Bless your heart.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done with the sunglasses.
I wear my
Sunglasses at night so I can't...
It just shows my age. We are talking about scammers.
I did a video on scammers.
You did.
I'm
You
very
did.
proud of my video on scammers.
And we
was-
laugh and giggle.
Yeah. That was one of my last, like, full drag videos. Like, I had a whole... Like, if you go back and look at my old videos, I put on the... You could see in the background, I've got all my, like, outfits and my wigs and stuff. I used to get all gussied up.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have
yeah.
to go look at some more of those.
You should definitely... you should check them out.
Notice I said some more because I have been watching them. I just haven't seen that one. I'm, like, real sporadic.
I think it was one of my favorite because I had... I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the priest robes.
Oh.
I had like this priest robes and I like blacked out my eyes and like it was a whole character. I'm like, I still had the mohawk back then. That's how long it's been. Because I haven't had the mohawk for 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, back to scammers.
Time keeps on slipping.
Right? That's going to be our thing today. So when you hear us with the random music, I would say forgive us, but don't. Hold us accountable. If you know the words, put them in the thing. Cause
we need to reshoot the intro and just mention the ADHD is real. Like, neurodivergent.
If you haven't noticed now,
magical practitioners.
If you haven't noticed now, we go off on tangents because that's just what we do. But we're going to... I love you for that. We are talking about scammers.
And about my new hairdo.
Right, and her new hairdo. The scammers that we know, the scammers that we don't. My favorite scammers are the ones that hit you up in your inbox.
Oh my God.
And say, your energy, you know, your spirit guides have contacted me and told me I need to talk to you.
My spirit guides think you're a dumbass.
My spirit guides will eat you alive.
What you talking about? Whose spirit guides you talking to?
Right, because they weren't mine. I used to get these things, and I wish I would have saved them.
I know which exactly what.
I used to get the ones where they would be like, hello, like they were geared for people of color, and they would be like, oh yeah. So we're gonna keep talking about this, and I'm gonna see if I can find one because I have them.
Okay, you know what? You look for that. I'll talk about some of my experiences with those. So one of the first comments I got on my videos was from like this was back. I have actually had like a previous channel. It's nuked now. But one of the very, very first comments I ever got on a video, I was so proud. I finally got a comment, and it's for Dr. George. He's going to help you get your ex back. And all I could think of was like, please don't. Please don't. Don't. There's a reason they're your ex. Let it go. Let it go. That asshole always bothered me anyway. And it did, though. I'm like, how much would that cost, and why would you do it? But people would be upset. People are obsessed with their exes. People get obsessed.
Yes. Okay, so this isn't the exact wording, but it says it's about the fake healer. So, right. So, I really wish that I could find the exact words. So, I got this message like years ago, and I get them still. I just literally deleted some. Like it doesn't happen often. It's like a few months because I scare the crap out of people now. But I got this message, and it was this person. I don't know if they were male or female, but this person was like, "Hey, your spirit guides have contacted me, and they told me I needed to contact you, yada yada." And I'm like, "Holy crap! Like, what's going on?" Because I'm an ass, and I'm like, "What happened? Like, what's going on?" And they were like, "You have a curse on you." Right, like jumped out the box. Hold on. Give me your hand, because I need you to.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
They jumped out the box and said I had a curse on me. And I'm like, what kind of curse? Like, who did it? Why would somebody curse me? Because
I got a list of people who might have, but I bet you don't know any of them.
But, so this person, they tell me that the person that they cursed me when I was born, at birth, that they were there when I was born, and that's when they cursed me. And first they tried to tell me that it was an elder, which in my family, if you know anything about me, I am the youngest of 3. And when I say youngest, I mean 16 years younger and 20 years younger. Okay. So they tell me that someone cursed me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, who was it? Why would they do that? Was it my sister?
Because
so they tell me, and I'm like, was it my sister? Because I need them to keep talking, right? So they tell me that, yes, it was my sister. That she was jealous of me. And she did not like being raised with me because I didn't tell them my sister was so much older than I am. But they just took it that she was just like a little older. And that she and another elder, like an aunt or a grandmother, because they couldn't tell me which.
Because of course they can.
Right, cursed me when I was little, but they could fix it. And I'm like, how? What do we need to fix this? Because, oh my gosh, why would somebody curse me? And
$100 and some lemon.
No. They were like, well, there's a ritual that I can do. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's this ritual? So they start naming off all this stuff. And I'm writing it down because I'm an asshole. So I write all this stuff down.
I want to hear it. Like, they give you all the whole list of things?
They named off like 6 different things.
Okay,
and I'm like,
why did you buy supplies?
No, he was telling me that they were telling me this is what goes into this this ritual. And I'm like, oh, so what do you do with it? So they're like, you burn it and you say prayers and yada, 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 and the other. And I was like, oh, I can do that because all these herbs I can find. I know where all these are. And then he was like, no, but you have to get the herbs from a certain place. They have to come from Africa because that's where your people are from. I'm black. I understand it. That's where I come from. But
that is fucking
I was just like, wow.
rude.
So they were like, no, it has to be these specific herbs, yada, yada, yada. And then they're like, oh, yeah, and you have to have this.
Certain
no, they told me I needed a part of a monkey. And I'm like,
oh, no.
I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, why?
They were down into that.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the hell? And so I was like, well, why my sister wouldn't do that? And they were like, well, let me look and I'll tell you who it was because it might have been 2 people. So then it goes from my sister to my brother. I don't have a birth brother. I don't have a blood brother. I have brothers.
From other mothers?
But yeah. You know what I'm saying? And fathers. But you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? That he literally, and I'm like, oh, so how much is this going to cost me? Because if I can't find them here and I got to get them from Africa, how much is it going to cost me?
Yeah,
and he tells me,
yeah, how much is
$350. $350 US dollars. Like he was specific. US dollars. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I've got that much money. What do I do? Can you take a credit card? And he was like, no, you have to,
Cash App it.
No, this was back in the day. He told me I needed to either Western Union it, right, to Africa, mind you.
Okay. You can buy a whole prince for that.
So $350 was going to cost me this much money to send it over. Or I could just put cash in an envelope.
That's right.
And I was just like, okay, I'll put the cash in an envelope. So I didn't. I waited a couple of days, and then they sent a message back, and they were like, did you send the money? And I was like, yes, I even have a tracking number. And they were like, really? You have a tracking number? And I was like, yes. And they were like, why do you have a tracking number? So I can make sure it gets where it's going. And he was like, oh, good idea. Good idea. What is the tracking number? So at the time, I worked in logistics, so I had all kinds of tracking numbers for all kinds of, freight. And I sent him tracking numbers that were like mixed matched. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was in it. So then he says, then I'm like, well, if it doesn't get there, then, it's not my fault. You need to do this thing for me because I sent the money. And so then he says that he did it. I know he didn't get any money because I didn't send any, but he says he got the money and he did it, but it's way more complicated now because it's not just my sister. That's when it became my brother as well. And, yeah, like
and
if I would have
Granny.
sent him all of the money that he was asking for, I probably would have had to send him like $2,000. And it was just so funny. So when people reach out to you and they hit your inbox and they say, hey, Spirit said I needed to do a reading for you.
They're lying.
Or, hey, my spirit guides said that your spirit guides can't get in touch with you. Or what was the other one?
Get your
ancestors spoke to me. I looked at your picture, and your ancestors spoke to me. I looked at your picture, and there was this light about you that said I just needed to give you a reading.
Oh,
and here's the thing.
No, those are the ones that everybody gets.
Right. And here's the thing. Sometimes, because I've hit them up, because when they send me those messages, like, all right, do the reading. Do the reading. And sometimes they will do the reading. Sometimes they'll do the reading. And then, of course, they try to start asking for money after that. But a lot of times they're like, well, I need a love offering.
What?
So first off, what you need to do is go ahead and do my reading, and then I'll love you afterwards.
What is the love?
You know what I'm saying? I need to. I'll love you afterwards. But you can't dictate how much love I give you.
Well, I'm gonna give you a lot less when you ask for it that way.
You're not getting anything out of me when you tell
I'm
me.
not gonna write you a love song,
right?
Because you need one,
right? But yeah, like I love those though.
So,
I love those.
See now, okay, because I think every beginning professional psychic has to start
somewhere.
It is very rare. Like you might pick up a book on how to do it, or watch a video on how to do it. But I know the majority of us, unless you're like second generation, brought up in some sort of tradition, you kind of just go out there, fuck about, and find out, and that's how you end up bald on camera.
Or sitting next to someone bald on camera.
It's a lifestyle, okay? It's a whole lifestyle. But essentially, I did do that. I don't even remember. I was in some sort of like witchy group, and they were talking. Somebody was like, "I need a reading," and blah blah blah. And I was like, I DM'd them. I'm like, I saw that you said you needed a reading, and so they immediately blocked me and reported me to the admin. And I was like, what the hell?
Right, which is messed up because
I did not know later at the time.
I've been in groups, and I've been on Facebook especially, and like you said, someone was like, "Oh yeah, I need a reading," right?
Right.
And so I did send a message. Actually, I didn't even send a message and like DM them. I put the post in the group and I said, I read tarot and oracle. What kind of reading are you looking for? And I had like 4 or 5 people hit me.
That didn't go well.
And say, you're not supposed to be doing this here. You have to be a scam because you stepped up. And I was like, yeah, I answered a question. And I'll tell you, I'm not the best at reading tarot and oracle and stuff. I do very well. I'm not gonna act like I don't. I do very well, but it's not the first thing that I go to.
Right.
It is not
my own deck of
my
cards.
thing. Right. She's got her own deck.
Way of
That's
reading.
what she does. She does a lot of tarot. I work with crystals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I just can tell that you need a certain crystal. But I know some very, very good tarot readers. I know some very, very bad tarot readers. And everything in between. But the tarot readers that I associate with, the ones that I personally know, even the ones that aren't that good at it, they're not bad at it because they don't know what they're doing. They're bad at it because they don't do it often enough.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
You have to kind of get to know your deck.
Right.
Because there's a lot of little nuances, and sometimes...
Right. And every person connects with each deck differently.
Right.
You know, we could all sit here with the Rider-Waite tarot deck and look at Pixie's
That's actually
artwork.
my least favorite decks.
I do not connect with it at all. That's why it's always the one I choose. I'm like, you know what? We can choose that because everybody, as soon as you say tarot, everybody assumes that's the one that you have.
Here's a cool one. I got a Deviant Moon.
I like
It's
those.
pretty.
Those are pretty.
It's
I
very
can't
pretty.
connect with them, but those are pretty.
Fair enough. Because I learned off of the... we're going to get off. I'm geeking out. Sorry.
We'll talk about tarot cards.
We'll do a
and stuff later.
whole different episode on divination, being a professional psychic.
But yeah, that is, it's weird,
Right.
You know, because people will say, "Oh man, I need a reading," or "Oh man, I wish I knew. You know, I should go talk to a psychic." And then when you say,
Oh,
"Hey,
I'm a psychic," and then they're like,
I do this," then they're like, "Oh,
right.
you've got to be a scammer." And I know when I first started doing tarot, I was blessed enough to be in an established place.
Yeah,
And,
that makes a difference. Like,
So the first couple of people that I read tarot for, the first one, I went so far in and so hard on them without meaning to.
they weren't ready.
They were not ready. And one of the things that I do, whether it's with tarot or not, is I will dig into you deeply and pull out all the things that you're trying to hide about yourself.
We're not shallow people around here.
Right. But, and I don't care about your feelings. Because, you see the shirt? Hold on, let me scoot over a little bit. See the shirt? I don't care about your feelings. I don't want you to be sad, hurt, or what have you, but I don't care about your feelings. And, so yeah, that person called me a scammer, told me I was just mean, went out and told the next person that was supposed to be coming in for a reading that I was a scammer. Mind you, I'm charging like $10. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm new at this.
Right.
And they went out there and told, like, said it loud in front of everybody. Was like, "Oh yeah, she's a scam, da 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 da. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's horrible, blah blah blah."
Oh my
And
God.
so like 6 of the people that were out there were like, "Yeah, no, we don't want you to read for me because you're a scammer." And I was like, "Oh,
How dare you know what the impugning of honor? Like, I understand why people are anxious about getting taken because you
Yes.
never know when you're going to run into one.
right,
Like, realistically,
Right.
like even out in the wild. Like, yeah, internet. If somebody cold contacts you,
they're a
is what it's
scam.
called. That's a scam.
9.9 times out of 10, it's a scam."
No genuine professional psychic is going to DM you directly.
So
unless
here's
you've
the
already
thing.
contacted them.
Right, unless you've
Like,
shown
no.
interest on their page.
Right.
Um,
Like if you reach
You know
me,
what I'm
you
saying?
can reach
Things
me through
like
my
that.
website. You can reach me through you can find my phone number. But I'm not going to be telling, like, and even if I tell, because that's my rule. This is a personal rule. I think it is a good professional rule. If for whatever reason I feel like I have a message for somebody that did not pay me and ergo did not consent, because there is a level of consent that has to be considered.
absolutely.
You know, if you pay me, then you've consented to whatever the fuck it is I'm about to say to you.
Right.
But
right.
if not, then you know, if you're just walking around in the grocery store and suddenly your great aunt so and so is so desperate to get a message to you that they are pestering the shit out of me, then I feel like that is a divine thing, and that I'm giving you that one free. I'm giving you one that free because you didn't consent. I didn't really consent, but I'm stuck with it anyway.
Right.
But when you're out in public, it's not real common for psychics to just come up and tell you stuff. Although I have had people do that.
So, and this is the thing. I have had people do that as well. You have hair grease?
Well, it doesn't do me any good now.
She has hair grease,
It
y'all.
smells good.
I'm familiar. But like I've been places where, you know, I've had a couple of psychics walk up to me and say things. But it was literally like a psychic fair type of a thing, you know? But you cannot convince me that my grandmother, great-grandmother, grandfather, you can't convince me that any one of my elders that has transitioned, whether I know them or not, needs you to give me a message.
Right, yeah, like you can just drop that off. You know what, though? I have had somebody, I had a client, I'm like, look, you pay for seriously, pay for a reading just to come down and tell me that my grandmother had a message for me.
Was it legit?
Eh.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, probably. Close. I think I may have led her a little bit.
Okay. And we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, because I mean, and that does happen. Like when you're doing a reading, especially for face-to-face reading with somebody, it is just human nature that you're going to pick up on what they're saying.
Right. So,
because it's kind of like trying to do an old school phone where the reception's not 100%.
When you lead, oh, that is so cute.
I
When
know.
you lead,
I'm not your Uncle Fester. I'm your Aunt Tifa.
bless it. When you lead somebody, if you'll know if they're not legitimate in what they do, because they'll say, so it's somebody with the letter, their name starts with the letter
J.
the letter A. Do you know somebody with the name? Do you? Yes. And I'm trying to see if it's a male or a female. It's an A name, and then they bust out and they say Aaron.
Oh yeah.
And then
I hope
his name is Aaron.
Picked up on the fucking
Me too. Aaron just yelled if it didn't. It was so cute. He was so on point. But they do that. And then they say, oh yeah, Aaron told me to tell you. And they watch you do things. They watch your cues. They watch if you're happy when you get there, if you're sad. Because if you're happy when you get there, then you're going to try to give you good news.
And I will tell you this, like,
because you're happy to talk to someone. You know what I'm saying? If you look a little sad, then they're going to tell you that it's somebody that passed on that you're sad about. Right. You know? And I've done that. I've been in the group where, you know, it's like 30 people.
J name over here.
Right. And that part. And
that is one reading you'll never catch me doing. I don't
see. I do those.
Readings.
Let me tell you why. I do those, but I do those like in a room full of my friends. You know what I'm saying?
No, if you want to do
and then we sit there and we come up with the most off the wall things. Like just now when I was like, I feel like there's an A name over here, and then you were like Aaron. Well, I said Aaron, but you know what I'm saying? You're like Aaron, and then I would be like, yeah, Aaron has this message for you, and I would come up with the craziest thing, you know, but that sounded ominous. But I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, your grandma said. Well, I mean, I do that, but I'm not going to be in that group.
Your grandma
Sitting by the fire. But yeah, those I do those like with my kids, and the kid, you know, the kid, you know, my kids are adult. I say my kids. I am 52. And my children are grown. They are getting ready to turn 32 and 29, so they're grown. But those are types of things I would do with them, or with I have a small friend group, and we'll just come up with whatever.
The feather on your hairpiece, like your earbuds.
Oh,
I guess you did that on purpose, because it is definitely. Oh,
no.
There's gone.
It's my hair.
No, it's not.
There's a feather. Why? Y'all, why do I have a feather in my hair?
I thought you knew, because you walked in with it. I've been like staring.
I have a feather in my hair. And it's white. But yeah, so those are, I love those. I love to watch those. Because they are the funniest.
It's actually called the type, because there's different kinds of readings that are like, what are they called? Mentalism.
We got excited and Aaron shut the door. We were being loud. I feel like we're in trouble. We just got put in a timeout.
That's all right. We ain't going to be here much longer anyway.
Right.
What are they going to do? Kick me out? I should really keep my mouth was trying to, like,
Right. Things have already fallen off the wall.
Yeah,
But,
that's going to be a whole. That is going to be. We can talk about that in the new office.
There you go. But yeah, the
Colder is because there's cold, hot, and warm.
yes.
But they're mentalism versus like a psychic reading. And the thing is, like, mentalism is a great show if the person is like straight up about it. But also, that is almost a one-on-one or 101 on how to take people, how to get in
How to be a
lot of
scammer.
It is, and those are the. And I swear, like, here's the thing: is I see this is the one that kills me, and I know that, like, because I'm a deep believer. I very much, I strongly, genuinely believe in what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes what I do is I'm a rentable adult friend for an hour. You know, somebody can talk to me about whatever's going on, and they don't always need the reading. They come in, I'm like, okay, let's just get down to brass tacks. What's going on? You tell me.
Right.
Let's talk it out together. I will be your
ear.
I will be your adult. I will be your designated adult for 1 hour.
Right.
And
it makes a difference, you know? And
Yeah.
a lot of times when you are, like for me when I'm reading cards, I don't know if it's the same for you. A lot of times a person will start talking.
They will.
About whatever it is that they're going through. And it makes a difference because I lost it. There we are. A lot of... Y'all, I'm doing this opposite, right? So I have to find this.
It's all over
there.
There you got it. I got more.
They when you go and get a tarot reading or visit a psychic or something, they may ask you a couple of questions about yourself. That's normal because sometimes we kind of need a jump start to get where you want us to go.
Right. Like what kind of? A lot of times I'll ask, what kind of reading are you looking for?
Right. So I know when I do tarot,
right.
Just they'll come in
like what kind of headspace the person's in.
Right. When I'm giving crystals, a lot of times it's something deeper rooted that they don't want to face out loud. So I'll just be like, hey, here, you need this crystal. This is what it is. You need to read it, what it's good for. And I'll leave it at that. But doing like a reading, it's so easy to walk in and say, hey, Dottie, I know you're a psychic. I'm here to talk to my great aunt Florence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's who I need you to talk to. You know?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? That's mediumship, which is a little different. And I tell you what, I've got a hard limit on mediumship. I will do your mediumship once or twice. Once, honestly. Somebody comes in here for mediumship, you get like 1 hour.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? But that leads into, you know,
because
you're great Aunt Florence, and then you start giving them information.
Yeah.
That
and also people will glob on you. I had a client on a hotline one time. I had to end up blocking them because every time they wanted to call, and they're calling me. It's like some sort of bizarre long distance phone call through the psychic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I cannot. No, sir. No, ma'am. You got to do this. Let me show you. And that's
Let me teach you how to do this.
Let me teach you how to do this. That is a good medium.
A good anything. Hold on. A good medium, a good psychic, a good tarot reader, a good crystal. My friend calls me a crystalist.
That's a good name for it.
I know. I like that, right? But someone that is really real about what it is that they do.
Somebody who's coming from a spiritual place.
Right. Is going to tell you, hey,
here's your
this is your information for today. This is who we talk to. This is what this is what we're talking about, who we talk to, your answers for today. You should not be able to come back to them and ask them the same exact question.
Right.
And by saying the same exact question, I always tell this to people when I do their cards and things. The universe is like a parent. And so you go to the store. I don't know how y'all's parents were. But you go to the store and you tell your mom, hey, Mom, can I have some candy? And Mom says no. Right?
You get that candy anyway, and then you're screwed.
Right. But your mom says no, you can't have candy. So then you go and you pick up like M&Ms. but these are M&Ms. Baby, it's still candy. You can't have that. You know? Then it's, well, can I get gum? Gum is still technically candy. No. Can I have the Hershey bar? No. Because the Hershey bar, well, it's chocolate. It's still candy. You see what I'm saying? So the more questions that you can't ask the same question. You were told, no, you can't have candy.
Eventually you'll get the you can try it.
Right. And then you try it one more time and then you first slap the shit out of you.
Oh my God.
But when you are dealing with a scammer,
they will
go and you say
whatever will keep you on the line.
Right.
And it's kind of fucked up because, you know, like...
And it gets worse progressively. You go and you say, hey, I think my husband's cheating on me. And they say, oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, he's cheating on you. You need to do this. Then you go back and you say, oh, well, is it fixed? You know, because I did what you told me to do. Is it fixed? And they say, well, it's fixed with that person. But there's all these other people over here, too, and you have to pay for each additional person.
There's a lot of times I'm like, look, if you feel like that trust bond is broken, then that trust bond is broken.
Correct.
And you need to sit down and really figure out if this is you or if it's them.
Right.
Because there definitely are psychics who will 100%. And I don't know that they always don't believe. Like, here's my thing, because I loved me some Sylvia Brown back in the day. And now you can't find anything but fucking takedown videos of her. And honestly, even a deep believer like myself, I'm like, I can't do that. This is part of why you'll never see me on stage. You know,
you'll catch, if I get the chance to be on stage, you'll catch me on stage.
Oh, I'll be on stage.
But it's probably because I'm in there doing something stupid.
I won't.
So,
yeah. No,
not because I'm up there doing that.
Yeah, I'm actually getting ready to talk at the No King's Day, October 18th. Woo-hoo. So, yeah, it's not that I'm afraid of the stage. I'll get up there and do stand-up. I'll get up there and
teach you but I'm not going to get up there.
I'm not going to do predictions. So I'm not pulling some Sylvia Brown shit.
Right. I'll talk to you about the crystals. I'm not going to talk to you about tarot because I'm not that deep into tarot.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not going to get up there and think that I'm psychic. I'm not Miss Cleo.
No. And like, that's the thing, is it's not like, I often wonder, some of them I think actually did have a gift.
But it was exploited. But Miss Cleo did not have a gift.
Her
was documentary, she was absolutely.
She was such a wild character because like.
Yes, I think that Sylvia Brown, I'm over here messing with drawers, you guys. I don't care what's in the drawer, I'm just playing with the drawer.
I think there's just cords in there.
Yeah, and chopsticks. But I think that Sylvia Brown had a gift, and then she just exploited it to such a point that it was taken from her.
I think so too. I really do sometimes, but some of the things that she that is one of the bigger fears of mine. Like, I've got to hold on my morals now while they're not paying my bills, you know.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not going, like, here's the line. I never ever, I will go get a real damn job if I have to do this to make money. Mm-hmm. Like, there are hard lines. And we've talked,
so just for the record, we have had, not on camera conversations about the morals and the ethics of what we do that we won't discuss here. I'm just putting that out there. So when we say that we are starting to and maintaining the respect of our morals and our firm lines, our hard limits and things like that, just know that when we say that, we mean that.
Well, I think we talked about that a little bit when we were talking about like oath-bound practices and closed practice. We talked a little bit about that, but also just like one of the things, like, I do think being dishonest weakens somebody's gift.
Yes.
Because you start to perceive the reality from the inside of your skull rather than the inner self. And because I've seen people, and I don't know though, because I've definitely seen people who had a gift who become almost leeches, and it's a different kind of scam. It's not necessarily that they're lying to you, or that they're not seeing anything. It's that they're pulling on your energy.
Right. And yes. So I have witnessed, I still know, but I just don't deal with anymore. This gentleman that when I met him, he was so kind. He was so kind. And he had a moment where I know that my guides, my ancestors especially, will tap somebody else on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They'll be like, hey.
Or just
hey,
gently guide
I just
them
need
into
you to
your
see
office.
me.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? I need you to see me. Just because they want me to be reminded that they're always there. Like, they don't have a big message for me. They don't expect for you to say anything to me. They just want you to acknowledge that you see them and acknowledge it to me that you've seen them. So usually they'll stand somewhere,
right.
close by or whatever, and you'll be like, oh, there's a man standing with you. And I'm like, oh, okay, because I know exactly who it is. But we were at the establishment. It's no longer there anymore. It was a wonderful place when it was open up until it wasn't. But in Georgia, and he would do like little readings with people, and it became his whole personality. And he started to lose sight of why he started doing it, and
Right.
that scares me. I'm not saying don't do it for money, because sometimes you need to be. I'm a firm believer of what's in it for me versus what's in it for you, and I'm a firm believer that I need to be compensated for my time and energy. Now, what I get compensated with and how much is my choice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's a smile, sometimes it could be $100, but it's still my choice. It's what I'm able to accept. It makes me happy in that moment. But
See, this is why I charge for my time rather than the service I'm
Right.
actually doing.
right.
Because I don't believe in selling magic. I didn't even actually get paid for that, so I don't know that I've ever actually done spell work for pay.
See, I've done spell work for pay, but only because of the things that went into the spell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Your time
Like,
and
the
your
things that went in
supplies and things like that.
The ingredients is what I charged for. I sell for.
The charms are cool.
I sell for what I do.
Yeah.
For the actual service, because I make jewelry. I do.
Right,
I
yeah.
say that when I have nothing on.
Products.
I
things
do.
like
Yeah.
that.
So I charge for that, as well as my time, because they take
Right.
time. But he had met someone had come in, and like he would tell us little things here and there, and he was always spot on. And somebody came in, and I guess his guys were like, "Hey, you gotta go tell them something," and he did. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, here," because they were coming to get their cards read, and like they just ended up talking to each other, and he told them what they needed to know, so they didn't have to get their cards read, which was fine. And she paid him, which was fine. And it gave him such a high that the next person that came in to get their cards read, because we were busy, he was like, well, I can, do you want me to do it? And it just he got so used to it. You know what I'm saying? And he would just walk up to people and be like, hey,
I got a message.
I got to tell you something. And it got to a point where it kind of became a scam. And you could tell that he was losing it after a couple of months, because
The messages started to go off.
the messages started sounding similar for everybody.
That's another big thing.
And
sometimes they do, and that always freaks me out, because I'll get
It
like
does.
5 or 6 people
But-
with the same damn
but
problem.
but it's slightly different for every person. It's not the exact same thing. They just sound similar.
Right.
But sometimes you have these people that it's the same message for everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody.
it becomes
And
a Barnum
it's
statement.
right.
Is what it's called. It's called a Barnum
then
statement. And
You start noticing, like Dottie at the beginning of this stated, I shaved my head. She shaved her head.
I shaved
because,
my head.
I
don't remember
because she
what I
chose
said.
to.
Because yes, I did.
You know what I'm saying? It was a personal choice for her. There's no weird diagnoses. There's no she chose to do her hair,
episode.
right? She chose to do that, and that's just what that is. And not that you guys know Dottie, because when I met Dottie had hair. The next time I seen Dottie's head was shaved, and Dottie's had hair and not hair in various stages since then. in the past
I
couple
used
of years.
to have a mohawk.
And-
Like
right,
4 years.
and she
I had
did.
4 years.
That's what she had when I met her. And then
about
the
going
next
back
time
to
I
it.
seen her, she didn't have any hair. But one thing I know about Dottie is Dottie doesn't care about her hair. It's going to be there or it's not. And that's fine. You know? But he would
do a
see
whole
things.
Conversation about my hair and versus. We'll do an
But
episode on
he would
hair.
see things. Like he would see her with no hair, especially with the little bow stuck to her head. And he would be like, oh yeah, your health is deteriorating. Like he would start guessing at things.
You know what?
And
that
if
shit
her
will
health-
get to you because
Yes,
I've
and-
had anemia. I'd be like,
Right.
I'm not immune to this, and I understand
And
that.
so
too.
for me, I have a whole lot of hair on my head. But I've had gray hair, like a few strands of gray hair since I was like 25. And so, you know, if that's what you catch on to, you know, like people will say, oh my gosh, you're so stressed out because I have all this white in my hair. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're so stressed out. You need to relax more and you know, relax, you know, get your stress down. And I'm like, I'm not stressed right now.
That's just who I am.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like I'm a little older than I look, and
Good
my
luck,
hair is
Uncle.
gray. My hair is gray and white in some cases because it just is. You know, not because I've lived a real stressful life or anything like that. It just is what it is. You know, but I've had people tell me, oh, there's something wrong.
Yeah,
And-
you. No.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah, I seem to draw assholes.
But a lot of scammers will see something about you physically. Like my shirt says "not friendly, please don't touch," and one of the first things that, and literally, I've had people on the street see my shirt,
And wanna come
they'll
up and
be
touch
like,
you?
"Well, no, because I fight." But they're like, "Oh, you don't have a lot of friends, do you?" First of all,
How about you
I
don't
wear-
either, buddy?
not a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, I don't have it on now. I wear a moonstone ring because I don't want a whole lot of friends.
I don't need a lot
I
of
have
friends.
plenty
I need
enough
real
people.
friends.
Right. I have plenty enough people in my life that give me encouragement and things like that. I have good people in my life. And I lose people in my life all the time. And I'm okay with that. You know? Because that's life. You're supposed to grow. I love you. You're supposed to grow and lose people. But you walking up to me and seeing my shirt and saying,
Making
oh,
a
you don't
whole
have a
lot
lot
of-
of friends, do you? You're wrong. You're taking a guess at something and you're wrong.
I got enough friends to pay for bail.
You feel me? Twice over. Big bail. But I've also had people that see me and the clothes that I wear, and they start making assumptions about me. And a scammer will do that. They will see something
Yeah.
about you and they will pick that up
And you know what?
and just run with it.
So I have a question.
You know, I don't have answers very often. We'll try.
I am wondering, like, I do sit here, have you noticed the prejudicial nature of some of the predictions, some of those cold read predictions?
Yes.
Like, they're gonna go, like we're talking about, they're gonna pick up on the first thing they see, and sometimes the first thing they see is really more telling about them and
Absolutely.
their position in life.
Absolutely.
Their
Absolutely.
base income.
I have watched scammers. I have watched scammers of color, and I hate to say that. Scammers of color. I watched this real time. Had a friend. We were at what you would consider like a psychic fair or something, and I was doing tarot and doing crystals, and we were laughing. We were having a really good time, and I had a white friend sitting with me, and she made the comment about her owning. No, right, because your face just went there. About her owning me. And this is the thing. Let me tell you what happened. So, we have been playing a game. And one of the things in the way she was brought up, you know how you in slang
when you beat
when you get someone, you're like, oh yeah, I bested you, I own you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That sort of thing.
Totally.
And we were playing cards.
We'd say pwned.
Well, we were playing cards, and the thing was, the way she was brought up, if you win that
hand.
we were right. We were playing spades, that book. So if you win that book, she owns it.
Right, yeah, she owns
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
she's like, oh, I own this. I own you. I own you. And that's what she was saying. And I was too. And we were laughing, and somebody walked by and heard her. Okay? So, first and foremost, just because she looks white doesn't mean she is. You get me? There are... I don't know if people realize this. You might, because if you have ever followed any of the Marleys or what have you, there are white Jamaicans. Did you know that?
Yep.
I did not know.
There are white Jamaicans, and they're white.
I was floored when I found out there was like white South Africans.
Yeah. So that being said, she was raised in a biracial, multiracial household. And so she goes to get a reading from this black lady that was doing readings, who was horrible at it, just to put that out there.
Apparently. Wouldn't be much of a story if she knew what the fuck she was doing.
You know what I'm saying? But this is the same woman that told me at that time, when my children were adults and I was nowhere near to having children anymore, told me that I was going to have a baby. And she told me I was going to have a baby. And needless to say, that didn't happen. But she told my friend, oh, you need to make reparations because your family owned slaves. Your ancestor, her great, what was it? Great grandfather or something. It was a few greats back. Owned slaves and was really, really mean to them. And he was really, really rude. And he's with you right now. That's not what happened. She can actually trace her lineage back quite far. And nobody in her direct line. But this psychic lady would not let it go. And was trying to convince her that this is what it was. So we knew she was a scam because, first of all,
didn't know when to shut the hell up.
And scammers will try to force a narrative on you.
They will.
They will do their best to force a narrative on you.
Now, and here's the thing: is like
because I'm supposed to have kids.
Right.
I was like 45, 44, 45 at the time. So it was like 7 years ago, which would have meant that my youngest daughter was 21, 22. And she was like, "You're gonna have a baby." And I was like, "I'm not having a baby." She was like, "Yeah, you're gonna have a baby." I was like, I'm not having a baby.
Not happening,
And she was like, "Well, it's gonna happen within a year."
Factory shut down, lady.
Look, when I tell you that the plumbing is totally not functional, it's not functional. But yeah, she was like, "You're gonna have a baby," and I was like, "No," and she was like,
"Let that shit
"No,
go,
for real,"
huh?
and I was like, "No."
You know what though? Like,
And she wouldn't stop. And like when I seen her, look, I'm gonna stand up so y'all understand. I have a gut. I'm chunky in the middle. Was not as chunky then in the middle, but I would have like the little food babies.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You
So
would, like eat a little.
The next time I seen her, which was like a few months later, at a different festival, I had a food baby. Oh, I had a little food baby. And it wasn't a lot. It was just a little food baby. And my food baby was probably like, if you would have done size, it was like month old. It's like a month size. She looked at me and she was like, "I told you."
Like, I ain't pregnant. I just need to take a shit.
And I was with some people. And I was with this guy, and it was so funny because she looked at him and she was like, "Congratulations." And he was like, "On what?" And she was like, "The baby." Now, mind you, he started laughing because he had fed me. So it was technically his food baby. You feel me? But she was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, wow. Okay." Because they won't let it go. And then when they figure out that they're wrong,
then that's your fault.
Then like my daughter was pregnant around that time, and she goes, "Oh, well, then it wasn't you.
It would be
it was your daughter."
It shifts,
and I'm like,
They have removing goalposts.
Yeah, that part. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't even know that it was my daughter was pregnant at the time. But she was like, "Oh yeah, she was like, well, if it's not you, then it's got to be one of your kids, or it's got to be somebody close to you that's pregnant." And I'm like, okay, all right, because when you're a scammer, you have to shift your narrative to fit what it is that you're telling people is going on. But yeah, I've been, according to the psychics, the scammer psychics, I've been pregnant about 15 times.
I know, right? Oh my God. No, see, this is one that kills me. That is one that kills me because as somebody who's had fertility issues, not going into that. I do not owe anybody that conversation, but it kills me every time one of these psychics are like, "Oh, you'll be pregnant in a year." And I'm not even the same guy next year or something like that. Like,
right.
That was one of them. But yeah, that is such a fucking bullshit thing.
Yeah. I had somebody tell me that so I've had a miscarriage. It was very, very, very long time ago. And
reproduction is such a fucking touchy subject.
It is. And a lot of psychic people, a lot of scammers will hit on that.
Because they know it hurts.
Because they know you're going to keep coming back.
Right.
And so the comment was made that I needed to be careful of a specific person. And it was so cute. It was so cute. Because this is how they said this. I was like, yeah, I'm not having kids. And they were like, well, if you don't want to have any more kids, mind you, like I couldn't at the time anyway. But she was like, well, if you don't want to have any more kids, you need to avoid that white man with the buzz cut with the glasses that is, 5 foot, whatever Aaron's height is, that works as an EMT type of thing. And I'm using Aaron as the example because I
he's right over here.
And he's right there. But she described this person. And she was like, yeah, so he's like 6 foot tall, weighs about 220 pounds. He's light skinned. He's got brown hair. You just described so many people. So many people.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, that's who you need to avoid because that's going to be the father of your child. And I'm sitting there going, the father of my oldest is about 6 foot tall and he's light skinned with dark hair. And I don't know how much he weighs, but I know this person.
Right.
And that's what they're banking on is you knowing.
And you know what? Here's the thing. It's like your mind will fit something into that.
Oh, yeah. It will find whoever it is.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? And here's the thing. Like, I do want to say, like, even as a legit psychic, like I get paid to be psychic. That's my job. I believe in what I do. And I always feel like I have to preface this, especially when we talk about scammers, just because they're so prevalent. And it is one of those things that psychics will throw at each other. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're psychic, mm-hmm. and I feel bad because there's definitely psychics in the community that I'm like, I personally would not send somebody to.
Right.
But I try not to down talk the community. But there have definitely been times where, especially if I think sometimes the spirits want to put my ass in place. Just cause they do. But I will get something, because this goes two ways. I'll do a reading for somebody and they'll be like, that doesn't sound correct. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it is way off base. They're like, no, that's not possible.
And blah, a lot blah, of times what it is,
okay, well, just put the pin in that, we'll move on with the rest of the reading.
Right. And just to stick that in there, a lot of times what it is that it has no relevance right now.
Yeah, you put that pin in that, you carry that message with you and may come and play. And another one of them is that people don't Sometimes people do the opposite of putting everything into a box, and no matter what you say, it's wrong. I will never forget. I will never, my dying day, forget. This was like back up on the mountain. I was doing readings in the backwoods bar, Jackson County. And this guy sits down, and I'm like, I see that you've lost someone recently. And I'm doing this reading, and every time I say something, he's like, nope. I'm like, why are you still sitting at my table?
Right.
This ain't worth the beer no more. Go away.
But the thing is, though...
No, it gets better. It gets better. He's like, well, do you see so-and-so? I was like, it looks like they've died too recently. When did they die? 3 weeks ago. I just told you lost somebody recently. Recently, 3 weeks is not that long ago. I don't know how you grieve. I know everybody grieves differently, but 3 weeks does not seem all
I'm grieving
that
somebody
long.
that left last year. Still.
Like, yeah.
So in my mind, it's still recent.
I mean, like, I understand, like, if I'm way off base, then it's kind of hard to pick up on, like, you're not going to pick up on exact dates.
Right.
Like,
you're not going to be like, oh, yeah, on January 22nd.
Right. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I've heard of people I don't think that the universe doesn't talk in numbers.
I say that. I have literally gotten dates that come into my head when I'm talking to somebody, like doing the crystal things or like the tarot or whatever, just talking to somebody. I've literally had dates pop up, but it's really hard to differentiate what is, like she said, recent versus something that happened a long time ago.
Right. Especially if it's still emotionally fresh.
Right.
Like, I get a lot of people
because it's based off of
grieving.
People
who have not been able to let go. They've kept that wound open sometimes for decades.
Right.
And I'm like, did you just lose this person? No, it's a decade ago.
They are the prime target of a scammer.
Because
they want so bad to know.
Emotionally
you know what I'm
vulnerable.
saying? So bad. There are people who, and I met one recently, and this is so funny that we bring this up. So, gosh, if you guys are watching this and you know it's you, please understand, I mean no disrespect. I made some new friends, and they lost someone. So, immediately they pull out the cards, like they do the do. They get what they need because they can read their own cards. So they get what they need out of it. And I went to the funeral, and this person that was deceased was there. And she gave me a couple of messages for them, and I thought it was just the funniest shit. You know, because she says specific things for me to say to them. And so when I talk to them the next time, they say, oh yeah, hey, you know, da 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 da. And I'm like, oh yeah, because da 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 da. And they're like, perfect. So I didn't feel bad. And I didn't feel bad, you know, telling them what I was told. But I have watched people, I'm not going to say the majority of, there are a lot of people who have lost someone and they have unfinished business, so to speak. And they will go to a psychic or a tarot reader. And they will say, oh, I'm here to talk to such and such, you know, or they'll say something, like the scammer will say, hey, and a good psychic will as well, will say, hey, so, you know, this is what's coming through. And when they're a scammer, they feed off of that negative emotion.
They do.
So they will say things to you. Oh, well, you know, if you want to talk to them, you know, if you want to have a clearer conversation, then we need to do this, and it's going to cost this much money.
Right.
Or I can't get through this time, but I'm sure I could get through if we have another session.
Oh, God. You know,
but the next session, instead of it costing you, you know, $50, it's going to cost you $150 because I got to do more. I got to dig deeper. That sort of thing. And I see that.
Yeah, and I'm not going to keep you on the street. And you know what? There's the thing is, like, because if you work a psychic hotline, you're getting paid literally to keep people on the phone as long as possible. Which is part of why, like, it's part of why I don't do well on the psychic hotline. It's funny, the thing.
Tell you what, you got to know and hang up. Goodbye.
There have been times where I'm like, okay, honey, I think that's all I got for you. just all I got for you. Tell your friends, Dottie the Psychic. It's got a little tail now.
I see it. I'm loving this. I'm not looking at her like I'm not looking at her. I'm watching this happen as you guys are seeing this happen. Well, before that, but you know what I'm saying. And I'm just fascinated. I'm watching her over here cutting pieces of felt, and I'm just like,
so trying not to like
now?
just because my bag of cloth is over there. I'm running out of
she
little
doesn't
pieces.
need that.
If I had it over here, I would have a little hat by now. Okay, I would.
It would.
No, I might be making a hat on the next episode.
That's
you
fine.
never know. What was I going to say? Because it was kind of important. Scammers. We're talking about scammers. I did a whole video on scammers. I told you all about that. But it was a very cool episode on scammers. But I did talk about kind of like, because you know, any way to get scammed a normal way, the phishing, the spoofs. That's the one that kills me. Like, you get a lot of the small content creators, the small, like, ground level psychics like me. They will absolutely these scammers will go on your profile, rip off your pictures. They'll copy and paste all your pictures and some of your information, and it's always not quite right.
Right, and then it's the...
Yeah, and then it's the title.
Hi, my name is Dottie the Psychic.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Your
so
spirit guys, I seen your picture, and your aura said that you were going through something, and I just wanted to give you a reading.
I will never direct message you.
But the reading, you have to give me a love offering for the reading, and the love offering is at least $50.
Love offering.
15, 30. What do you have? You don't have 50. You can give me 25.
Right.
No, you don't have 20. You've got 10. I'll take 10.
Okay, you know, I have done cheap ass. I have definitely taken a hit on like readings. I'm like, I usually at a festival.
But there's a difference.
Right.
There's a difference. Because again, I live by the thing, what's in it for me versus what's in it for you. You will pay me my worth. You will give me what I need to win. And that's my thing. I have to win every single time. My winning does not mean you lose. My winning does not mean you lose. My winning means I win. You know what I'm saying?
Win.
And I want everybody to win as well. So if I'm compelled to tell you something, give you something, do something for you, I am looking for something back. But it's not always money.
No.
It's not always something tangible. Sometimes it's the smile. Sometimes it's the just knowing that I did something right.
I've helped a lot
that I
of
did
people
something nice for someone, and it helped them get a little further ahead than where they were.
Okay.
As opposed to me, you know what I'm saying, letting them stew where they are. So yes, I want the money. I have bills.
I have been taken
You know
as
what
a
I'm saying?
psychic. Like, there's the
I want the
opposite
money,
side of this.
but sometimes that's not what I get.
Girl, you like opened up a whole like trapdoor of bullshit. Let's talk about scammer clients.
Oh, okay.
Because I have had a few good ones. I had this one lady, I'm not saying names, but I am telling stories because damn. This, this person who literally was like, I swear, if somebody tells me that they're a professional psychic before I even get a chance to say hello, I'm not doing the reading. Like, there's a difference. Like, if you came to me for a reading, yeah, I know that you're a professional reader. I know that you understand the standards and whatnot, but you're not in here like, I know how this is supposed to work.
But I do know how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, but you're not being an asshole about it. You wouldn't pay somebody.
Asshole all the time.
Oh, fair enough. But, you know, like, I had somebody who was, like, acting like, if you come to somebody for help, if you're coming to somebody for help, then you should probably have just a little bit of respect. Just a little
More
bit.
More than a little. Don't come at me with a little bit of respect and think I'm helping.
And I am, like, I do this from a very deeply spiritual place. So sometimes I have been known to do the work cheaper, especially if there's, like, kids involved or whatnot. Sitting here telling you how to pull my heartstrings, which means I have to become immune to people being assholes.
Just know that if she ever comes to me because you came to her and you're trying to pull that heartstring because she likes children, I don't like kids. And I'll be the first one to tell her no.
Right. So
no, you need to charge more money.
Right. So before we can even talk about what this person needs, they're telling me about how they're also professional. Like the first thing, and like I didn't even have direct contact with this person because they were incarcerated, which I'm not judging somebody.
I remember this story. I remember this.
Right. I'm not judging somebody for being incarcerated. I'm not judging anybody. Life happens in a lot of fucked up ways, and I am not here to judge. That was very loud. I don't mean to do that. Life happens in a lot of fucked up ways. I'm not here to judge. That's not my job. That's not what I get paid to do.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. But before I can even talk to this person directly, they're having their friend show me their website and all the things that they know how to do. I was like, okay, that's cool. I think you don't know what you say you think you know. I say that looking at you because you're my co-host.
Right. I understood that.
I know you know what you're doing.
I understood that.
This woman was dangerous. She was dangerous about what level of she didn't know what she was doing. I should have made 2 of these. I'd made a great eyebrow.
Oh, wow.
Anyway. So, like, I don't sell magic. It's not that I necessarily have a problem with other people doing it. Everybody makes money their own way. And I do believe, like, certainly I am not entirely opposed to it. I just don't necessarily appreciate the kind of clientele that tends to attract.
Yes. I do. I work with protection spells and things like that. I craft protection.
Right. And I'm not going to do anything for you that I wouldn't do anyway.
Sometimes I do charge for that. But it's more so for the time and energy that I put into it. I would not even
think about that as being magic. I would have probably okay, I'll do protection, but you got to come here. You got to do your half.
Yeah, exactly. You know
want
what I'm saying?
that shit to work, you got to put your energy in too.
I don't attack people. And I'm not out here just like, oh, let's do a left spell or anything. I don't do that sort of thing. But I do remember you telling me about that. How she had all of this list of things that she did.
That she could do.
And all this money that she...
couldn't even
all this
meditate.
Money. Right.
But she couldn't.
She could. What was it? She couldn't meditate.
She couldn't meditate. Like, okay.
And what else was it? Hold on. This is my thing. If you're so good at this magic thing...
Oh, that she's selling it out there.
That you're selling it. The hell are you in jail for?
Because she makes an easy target. People who are that arrogant, and I know there's like...
But this is the thing. No, this is the thing, though. If you're so good at this, why are you in jail?
I did not put back what I took off of her. I will say that. But I cut her off. I'm like, look.
Right, but I'm going to say it again. If you're so good at crafting, because that's what I call it.
Right. Then why are you just laden with everybody else's bullshit? Like that shit I pulled off her.
Why are you holding onto it, first of all? Why do you not have protection for yourself to where it doesn't stay on you? So it rolls off. 2, why are you in jail?
The reason...
Because I'm going to tell you now, without telling, the things that I do, like we talk about it. But if you are so good at this, that you're making all this money that you said you were, because I remember she said she was making a lot of money.
Oh, she poo-pooed everything I did.
Right, but this is if you are so good.
Pictures in the middle of me working,
if you are so good at doing that, where's the spell to get you out of jail, baby?
She couldn't do work and magic. How's she supposed to meditate in prison? Like, what else do you
First of all, you ain't got shit else to do. But
I could not make her understand.
Excuse me, but if you're so good, why didn't you protect yourself so that you didn't go to jail?
I'm not judging the fact that she was in jail. Because, I think you're a little bit right there. that's the conversation. I'm not going to give you that much detail.
Right, we're not going into all of that, but
Right.
I'm still stuck on.
I
Why are
understand
you in
why.
jail?
I understand why you're stuck on that point, because this. Okay, so I will tell you that she had like kind of taken the fall for somebody else, which I'm like, well, that tracks. That tracks for somebody who is very loud and out there and not protected at all.
I'm gonna repeat myself. If you are a crafter, if you are any kind of psychic, crafter, magician, witch, practitioner,
Then why are you putting yourself out there in that position?
where is your protection? Where is your protection?
I feel like
Where's
you are
the
speaking
protection?
directly at that before, though, because we do know how.
Where
I
is
pick
the
up some
protection?
bullshit.
And I am.
I know.
But you're still protected. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No,
You jump into the bullshit. You
I-
feel me? You jump into the bullshit. There's a difference between, because sometimes I jump into, but there's a difference between jumping into the bullshit, knowing we're gonna get dirty,
I mean,
versus-
I have to. We're battle mages. That's
versus-
really a big word there. Psychonaut.
versus me just doing whatever muck in the buck that I'm doing, and
and
it
dragging a charge from every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And I mean, like, and if you hang out in dirt with dirty people,
you get dirty.
you lay down with dogs, you're gonna rise up with fleas. You're gonna rise up with fleas.
Unless
Unless it's Luther, because
you're
make sure he gets his
protected.
medicine.
Look, you're protected, and you already have a flea collar on, bitch. Flat out.
Oh my god, okay, so one of those legendary moments, y'all know I used to be a long-term care nurse, and one of my favorite clients, the client I'm going to remember when I'm in the nursing home, she went into Sunday, like, we had this preacher who came in like 3 days a week, and you could time your med pass by his backup CD. He gave the same sermon every single time. And so I'm giving out medication, and you know you have to move a certain speed. So I go out into the dining area, common area, to give one lady her medication, and she's like, "Will you please get that woman out of here? She's barking at the preacher."
That would have been me. It wasn't me, but it would have been.
She's literally. And I go to pull her out, and she's so screaming at this guy. You can't preach the gospel when you're drunk as a dog.
I love that. That is too funny.
Oh, that was not my only run into her. She was one of my favorite. She was going to make me a cherry pie and give me horses.
Bless it.
Love.
Okay, so back to
Saw
the
devil.
scammers.
Like, this woman had she had the third eye.
Ooh.
And no, like, here's the thing about psychics is we start to lose our minds. Like, this is like, oh my god, I see my future. Oh shit. Well, this is where I'm going to end up. I'm going to end up being an Evelyn Monday. I know this. It is something I have come to peace with. But like, as psychics start to like lose the third dimensional filter, I have felt it slip over the years, and it's certainly taken my fucks with it.
See, I don't think I've had those for a long time.
Right, you don't miss them once they're gone. Not really.
I don't remember actually having them.
Fair enough. But like, she would see shit going on around. She'd be like, "Would you get that man out of here?" I'm like, "Shoo, whoever the fuck you are, get away." Let me stand in the regard. She said, "The devil's right there," and points down the hall where I had been getting a creepy feeling all night. I'm like, really? That's where we are.
Okay, so back to the scammers.
Back to the scammers.
There are people out there that will try to scam
The psychic.
the psychic.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
and-
I had one priest tell people, I do not give one question answer. I do not do one free question over the phone because you're gonna call me for one free question, but it's not one.
It's never one.
It's never.
It's
one.
never one. So I do tarot, and when I read for friends and family and myself, I have different decks that I choose. When I am reading, because I'm getting paid, especially if you are right in front of me, I have a deck that has like keywords on it, and it's not because I don't know what I'm doing. It's because I don't feel like hearing your nonsense. I have had people, so I used to have a store. I don't have it anymore, but I used to have a store. And I would have, people would come in, I'd do readings. And bless your heart. And so one of the first people that came in, she came in and I read to her from the cards that I literally had right in front of me, which was not the deck I normally read, because I normally read out of the 5-cent.
Yeah.
The 5-cent deck. And they're pretty. And so
really
those are the ones I normally read from because they have keywords on them.
Not 5 cents.
They're not. That's what the name of the deck is called. It's 5 cents.
5 cents. Okay, never mind. I thought that was a different deck.
But I was reading off of a different deck that day, not that one. Because she caught me when I was literally sitting still and I was doing readings for myself. So I do finish my reading and I do hers, and every single card she argued with me about.
Oh my god! So what is like people will argue because they would be a vampire at least once a show. If you're doing a bunch of readings,
she was like, we'll just say the Fool, for example. So when I read, the Fool can either be a beginning, it could be that you're just naive. If it's the opposite, it could be something that you messed up, so now it's ending because you made a mistake. It could be
a warning not to be foolish.
Right, a warning not to be foolish. It could mean that you are playing the fool, that you are being cunning, or someone around you is being cunning. You know, there's a lot of different ways that people read different cards. And she argued with me, like the Death card. The Death card, regardless of whatever's going on with me, first thing it means to me is there's an ending. It could be a life, it could be a job, but there's an ending. And she argued every single card that came out. What was it? She told me the Death card was, okay, just to go like a synopsis. When I flipped the card, the first thing it told me, the first thing the card and the universe and spirit told me was that her relationship was coming to an end because of her. Her job was coming to an end because of her. A couple of other relationships, like her marriage, to be specific, was coming to an end because of her. Her job coming to an end because of her. Her relationship with her sister to an end. Why? Because of her. Her kids, because of her. She had all of these things that were coming to an end. And the cards, and I did, because I don't have a filter. But yeah, so I'm like, yeah, so things are coming to an end. This is, and I wasn't specific on the people because we hadn't got to those cards yet. But I'm like, things are coming to an end, yada, yada, yada. And she goes, no, this is death. She's like, whoever you're going to tell me about next is going to die. And I'm going, no, that's not exactly what that means. And she goes, yes, it is, because it's the Death card. And I was like, so what does it mean if it's reversed? Because now I'm curious, because again, I'm an asshole. And she was like,
when you play a country song backwards,
right?
Truck runs, dog lives,
and so she was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "What happens if this card is reversed? Because if it has to mean death, what does it mean if it's reversed? Is someone coming back to life? Are we having a resurrection?" And she was like, "No," and I was like, "Then how does this definitely mean that it's a death?" That someone is losing their life.
Like, she just missed the
rapture.
rapture.
She was like, well, that's what that is. And I was like, no. So I told her, I said, you know what? I went and got the other deck that I normally use. And I literally pulled out the same exact cards. And every time that we flipped a card, I found the exact matching card in the other deck.
Nice. Oh my God, that does sometimes happen.
And I was like, look, this is what this is. And because I read tarot like a story, like it's a sentence.
Right.
And so I moved the cards around to where it made like a complete sentence and told her what it said, like I read a story. And she was like, no, but this card means this, and this card has to mean this. And I said, you know what? Just take a picture of both sets of cards and then come talk to me in a couple of weeks.
See, I'd have been like, okay.
And and I wrote it down. Like I told her to write it down. So we wrote it all, she wrote it all down, and she was like, no, this is what this is. You just told me that my husband's going to die. I said, no, your relationship is ending.
It's not. And
she was like, no, you just told me he's going to die, and that's fucked up. And I was like, first of all, I see death. So if I was going to tell you he was going to die, I would tell you he was going to die. But that's not what I did. And so she was just all upset and everything. And she went home and literally he served her divorce papers. She got home and he was like, oh, yeah, babe, here you go. And the kids were all like, yeah, we don't want to stay with you. We're staying with Dad. Literally. She came back 3 days later and she was like, my husband served me divorce papers. And I was like, yeah, your relationship ended. And I looked at her because I took a picture as well. I looked at her and I was like, yeah, and your kids didn't stay with you either, did they? And she was like, no.
Maybe don't be so argumentative.
You know, there you have it. But a lot of times when a person is trying to scam a reader or a psychic or something, they come with bullshit. They come with lies. They'll come and tell you.
They want
and I do it. I'm not gonna lie. I do it when you come at me with that. Hey, your guides talked to me and said for me to tell you such and such, and it's a cold read. You know, don't hit me up on any social media and tell me that my spirit guides or your spirit guides told you needed to tell me something because
they didn't.
It's not gonna happen. My ancestors, where it says not friendly, please don't touch. My ancestors aren't friendly. My spirit guides aren't friendly. They're mine because we're not friendly. And but yeah, so I mean I've had those moments, you know, where somebody cold calls me or whatever. That's what I call it. And I'll give them whatever information just to play with them because I know you're full of it. Right. But you do have people that come in when you are a genuine practitioner.
Either I'm a conduit for the divine or I'm a crazy witch. What about this?
Makes you want to come and play with me.
What about these two things? Makes me seem like an easy mark.
Right.
What about, why? This might be why your divine gift doesn't work, because I think everybody does have a certain level of divine gift. I'm here, teaching. We got, we're about an hour and a half into this episode, and we got to shoot a second one, because we're leaving this office. We're not going to be in this office.
We'll be all kinds of... We'll have other locations.
Yeah.
We'll have a different office and in a different office. And we'll be on location and it'll be cold outside. And you'll see us bundled up. Still outside because we do crazy things in December.
You know what? We need to go... We need to do a proper winter hike. We'll do something for Yule. We'll do a Yule special.
She wants me outside in the winter. This is coming from the person that... This is coming from the person that needs to actually get the proper shoes. To go hiking.
I did. Aaron gave me shoes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we can go outside. But but yeah, scammers. Watch out for them.
And check out my episode. Yeah, check out my episode on Dottie the Psychic on the scammers because I was really proud of that one. It was funny because there's you know what? I'm going to start this conversation over again because there's levels to scammery.
Right.
There's levels because I know the person I'm thinking of. I know a couple out there who have burnt the whole fucking valley.
Yes.
And they don't that first reading might be really real.
And the second one might be really real. But the third one might be a reach.
Also,
sometimes the second one might be a reach.
Magic should fit in your... this is going to be our new tagline. I think
magic should fit your budget.
Pocket. Magic should fit in your pocket, not get in your pocket.
Ooh, I like that one.
That's my line.
Do we have a vote? We only... Look, I was going to say, come on, we need a unanimous vote. We have 3.
That's going to be our new tagline. Magic should fit in your pocket. No, we need to get t-shirts. We'll get merch for this.
Magic should fit in your pocket,
not get in your pocket.
I like it.
I like that.
And it's the truth, though. It's the truth. You do not need tools. You do not need another person.
Look.
You need them,
Look, I'm just going to put it out there. I do hoodoo. I do hoodoo. And a lot of the things that I do and that I use in what it is I do, I could literally
go to the grocery store.
Not even go to. I could literally go outside.
Yeah,
a lot of what what I find is at the house.
Right. The white people version is granny magic. So a lot of people probably know it as granny magic around here because it's what your grandma did.
Yeah.
You learn it from your grandma. Honestly, it's funny because hoodoo, voodoo, granny magic, these weren't terms not that long ago. It's just people who did. Well, voodoo is a religion.
So let's get that. Okay. Voodoo is a religion.
I'm sorry, I'll back that one up.
Is hoodoo comes from the Africans, from the enslaved, getting together with the Aboriginals, with the natives, and masking some of that Not all the time, but some of that in Christianity. And it came out of necessity. Appalachian granny magic.
It wouldn't have been named not that long ago.
Correct. Would not have been right. But that also came out of necessity. And you did what the natives did. And you brought in your Irish,
And you
English,
made your costume
French,
out of the
whatever
stuff
it
that grew
is.
in your yard.
Right. You brought in whatever your ethnicity was.
And, you
And the
swapped.
things that came from home.
Right.
And that's what you used, and you swapped them out.
You know what? It's funny you should say that. We were talking about the cryptids on that one
Yeah.
episode, and there's a lot of crossover between like the Irish tradition of the Fae and the way that we perceive our, like, especially we were talking about in the graveyard episode how I always leave the way I came in,
Right, and I will not.
and you will not. I go out the way I came in because I don't want to get caught in a Fae gate.
Right, because you cover your tracks going back out.
I go right back out the way I
Right.
came,
See,
so I go to the same place I came from.
Right, and see, I was not raised that way because obviously I'm not Irish with none
Right.
of that parts. But
I'm not like
I
a few
don't-
generations back.
right, but we can go out a different way, but we don't go home the same way, and like that's the key. So instead of like walking from A to B, we're gonna go A to C to D, and come our little happy selves back around,
Right.
because we're not going the same way. We're not going straight home,
Right.
and we're gonna make some turns because we don't want whatever's following us to follow us. Because yeah.
We should definitely do an episode about the Revenant.
Okay, that's the end of this episode because we just went on a tangent
We did.
because that's what we do.
Okay, so Jay, where would you like people to check out more about? Because I know you sell jewelry and stuff.
I do. You can hit me up on my Instagram. It is autumn_sky_1029. Or hit me here and I'll reach back out. I am weird and I do read messages every now and then
Yeah, when it comes
and
up.
interact. But yeah, so I do jewelry. I do not have any on. Our next episode, I won't have anything on because we're going to record
Yeah, we're
back
gonna
to
just
back.
record because next month I'm
um,
going to be moving out of this office. So
Right.
I'm
So
not
the one
doing
after
any
that,
content.
I will make sure that I have jewelry. But I do bracelets, necklaces, hairpins, waist beads.
Guess we'll need hairpins for a while.
Right. But yeah, so let me know.
They're really cool hairpins too. The spiral hairpins.
Yeah, I'll make sure I bring some to show.
Yeah. And so I'm Dottie the Psychic. You can learn more about me at DOTTIE thepsychic.com.
This is why she shaves her head.
I know who I am.
I love it. I love you for who you are.
I love you for you are too.
All right. Matt, what is it? Oh, first of all, watch out for the not a deer.
Yeah.
Don't pet the dog. Should pet
I
the
pet
dog.
that dog.
You don't pet the dog.
Yeah. You know what? We
And,
did the cryptid episode.
We did. And
Yeah.
magic should be in your pocket.
Should fit in your pocket, not get
Magic
in your
should fit in
pocket.
your pocket, not get in your pocket. I'm gonna have to remember that. I'm gonna write
I'll
that
tell
down.
you what, I'm putting that on a t-shirt. Magic should
Absolutely.
fit in your pocket, not get in your pocket. And that's what I
Okay,
tell
I'm
everybody. I'm
going
like, here's
to,
$80 to come and sit with me for an hour, and I don't have any shame in that because that is a whole hour I got to sit and listen to somebody else's problems.
Facts.
I mean,
I'm running to the
whatever we need to
bathroom.
do, you need to say supplies, them cost extra because I got to pay for shit too. Just saying. All right. Bye.
I'm going to the bathroom.